on some of the asset managers in the thick of news action last week. Let's focus on now one more stock. We're looking at InterGlobe Aviation. The company had an analyst meet last week, and there's a note from ICICI Securities. They seem to be quite optimistic on the stock. Ansuman Deb, lead analyst at ICICI Securities, is with us with a view. Ansuman, good morning. Thank you for joining in. So I think you're quite optimistic. If I'm not mistaken, your target is northwards of 2,400 on the stock. A lot of announcements, including some very ambitious fleet acquisition plans from Indigo. What makes you optimistic?
Yeah, hi. Good morning. We believe that the near-term supply-demand in the aviation space is quite tight, in the sense that a lot of airlines are going through restructuring, replacing their old fleet for new fleet to gain efficiencies. And also, Indian airlines are going to the international market big time. So as their international mix increases, you will continue to face a tight domestic supply. The evidence of that was somewhat visible in the summer schedule, where you only see around 5% growth in capacity. So to that extent, if your supply remains tight, somebody like a large incumbent like Indigo can continue to remain profitable. And some of the quarters like Q3 last quarter or Q1 coming quarter, because of festive season and high demand, can give you good profits. So the tight supply is the main thesis of the sector.
Okay, all right. Hi, Ansuman. Good morning. Ansuman, in the past quarter, InterGlobe, they delivered fairly good EBITDA margins, I think around 22.5% odd, which was an improvement. And also the yields were much better. What kind of a number are you working with? Can they better this number, or do you expect it to stabilize in this sort of a zone?
So we can't ignore the seasonality. Q4 would be, somewhat lower than Q3. Again, Q1 would be much better than Q4. Having said that, if you look at the spreads, we factor that when in FY 16 to 18, company was doing profitable business before COVID and other headwinds came in, they were doing an average spread of somewhere around 38 paisa per ASK. And I think the company, our view is that should be able to maintain northwards of 25 to 30 kind of a paisa per ASK spread easily, considering the demand that we see and also the supply constraint that we were speaking about. Also, we remember that international is more profitable as of now. So, that also adds to the spread thesis.
Okay, what do you think are going to be the biggest watch factors? As you mentioned, market is tightly supplied. What are the immediate triggers for the stock?
The immediate trigger, the earnings have been good in the sense that Q3, as you said, was good. And we expect, the earnings in FY 24 and 25 could be, on similar lines, quite good and because of the supply scenario. But the near term would be whether crude moving down creates an extra alpha to that earnings estimate, or whether the multiples react to that, because ultimately a commodity has a big call in that sector. But also, the other factor is that we have to see how the competition pans out. Some of the competitions are looking to negotiate with lessors for restructuring of their payments and restructuring of their fleet. That is also something which can impact the overall space.
Okay, Ansuman, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Good speaking with you. Appreciate you joining in. Quick chat today with InterGlobe, very much in focus. Prakash is still with us. Prakash, before I take another quick commercial break, let me